Today's episode is going to be about time management. One of the biggest luxury in my life, and I suppose in everybody's life, it's time. We don't have enough time, we don't organize it right, and most of the problems are starting from here. Being an adult, anyway, it takes a lot of our time. We need to go to work, we need to pay our bills, we need to spend time with the people that we love, our partners, our husbands, our kids, and above all this, add being a student, a full time student. First of all, being a full time student and going from college to 9 to 5, you have to understand that you're coming home and your studying is not done. After every day of college, I need to allocate another 2 hours home to revise and maybe make a little research of the subjects that I didn't truly understand during the lectures or the labs. Besides college, you need to cook, you need to clean, you need to go to work, and of course, maybe you need to do a little workup. In my first year of school, I gained 8 kilos more just because I was sitting too much down. Being in my second year, I tried to organize my time better to be able to get everything to the finish line and in the same time keeping my well-being good at a good level. So one of my first rules is that I have a calendar that I am using. I know you all have a calendar, but I mean, I'm really using it. So whenever a assignment or a test is announced, I'm writing it down on my calendar. And because we all have a smartphone in these days, if it's an important one, I even put a countdown on my desktop. I truly believe that if you work a little bit every day, you are going to finish before the deadline is up. I don't like to study 6, 7 hours in a row. I feel very tired, and when I'm tired, sometimes I don't even understand what I'm reading. So, what I like to do every day after college, I try to do an hour, even half an hour, something for the assignment that I need to work on. It doesn't sound much, but trust me, it adds up. So basically, you could work on your assignment a week before and you could work 40, 50 hours on it, or you could work a month before and divide those 40 hours for a month. And it's so much easier that way. Another thing that works for me, if I have theoretical tests or if I need to read, I work out and I'm reading in the same time. I do not afford to have my treadmill home or a bike, so what I do, I jog in one place with the papers in my head in my hand, and I am just reading and reading and reading and reading. I know that it might sound very childish or stupid, but I lost almost all those 8 kilos that I gained. And it's helping me to keep in shape because the body is as much as important as the brain. I am going to work over the weekend, sometimes one day, sometimes 2 days, because it depends what I have to do for college, as college is my priority. How I can do this, how I can go one day or 2 days, I work in accommodation. They all the time need somebody, and they're going to keep you over the winter uh, just for the weekend or for just for one day in the weekend because during the summer they really need you as full time. So it's one of the best jobs I could say you could have during college. I know it's not paying a lot, but we're gonna talk more about this in the money episode. The day that I am working for, I'm switching my brain off. And what do I mean by that? It's like I don't study at all. I'm coming from work, my body is very tired because, being an accommodation assistant, it really puts your body to work. So I just don't use my brain that day for college. I do things that I like, I enjoy music and TV shows, I go out, things that I like and they're not related to college at all. So my week looks like this. From Monday to Friday, I'm at college from 9 to 5. At 5 o'clock, when I'm coming back, I'm studying for 1 or 2 hours. Usually, I'm going over I did during that day in college to understand it a little bit deeper or make a little research if I'm not truly comfortable with my knowledge about that subject. Um, if my brain is still up for a little bit more work, maybe I'm gonna push it a little bit and study until about another hour, about 8 o'clock. Then I am gonna make dinner, and at the end of the day I'm gonna watch a movie or something to relax myself. Saturday and Sunday, depending of how busy I'm in college, I am gonna work a day or both days. If I'm working, I'm not doing anything for college because my body gets really tired in that time. So if I'm working just one day, I am going to spend the other day to work on the harder things that I have for college. Maybe it's an assignment, maybe it's a test, maybe it's something that I just couldn't really absorb during the lectures. I am not a genius, okay? So whatever information I'm getting from college, I need to come home and research it to be able to fully understand it. So I need to do a lot of work to have good results. I don't see a mathematical formula and I'm like, aha, I know this. No, I'm not. I need to understand it, and I need to understand it logically so I can go forward. I don't like mechanical learning either. But we're gonna talk a little bit more about that when we're gonna talk about the learning skills. So I'm a very big believer that dividing a huge task in smaller tasks saves you time. The things that I can do them in the same time, as I said, reading and jogging in one place, drinking coffee while I am at my laptop, watching videos while I'm cooking. I try to do these things together if I can, because that saves a lot of time as well. For those who are asking, no, I do not have kids. But I do have a fiance, and of course that takes time too. Having a happy relationship, that takes time too, so I need to dedicate time from me to him. I like to make him a little bit involved in what I do. So basically, when I have problems with an assignment, I'm going and talking to him, even if he doesn't really understand coding and data structures and SQL and so on. He's listening and he really tries to help me. And he works in different shifts. So for example, sometimes he works from the morning until when I come home, and then I need to tell him, you should play some FIFA or read, or maybe you can make the dinner if you want to, until I finish the 2-3 hours of studying that I'm allocating every day. If he's in a night shift, I have until 10 p.m. to myself, and that's gonna be a really long day for me to study. So if he's going to work over the weekend and that's my day off, I'm not working, I'm not in college, then I'm gonna use that day to study as well, because I have my free time. And again, just combine things if you can. It sounds stupid, and when I thought about it first time, I said, how? Like, when I'm gonna jog, the paper will just move and I won't be able to read. Well, guess what? I can, and I can jog for an hour and read a lot in an hour. So I really encourage to do more things in the same time if you can, okay? And I mean, don't read when you're cooking, that won't work. But you can watch a video while you're cooking. You don't need to pause that every minute when you need to move your body. Um, Jogging and reading, my hands are free. Please feel free to write me on LinkedIn, on YouTube. I am here to answer questions. As I said, my situation is not the best, but it's not the worst either. And I'm gonna see you next week, and we're gonna talk about learning skills and how, not doing anything for 10 years, I brought myself to a level where I could start college. And see you next week.